not Homestuck related material.
That's
but...
okay.
And time for that to be over.
Yeah.
No more of that nonsense.
I know. But hey, guys, you're now the other guy.
Oh no,
John,
we're this guy now!
We're this guy now. John, if you would be so kind, could you take the dowels and sheets from the bed and make a tent?
Wait, why was I doing that?
This is so much fun.
Tents!
A huge waste of time, yes, but so much fun. Get that shit out of here.
Toss!
Roasted.
I absolutely have no time for this.
John, now carve a totem, punch pogo card, okay? You put the punched card containing the pogo ride into the slot and carve a totem from one of the Crooksite dowels. Now, John, repeat the process with other cards and dowels. You use the card containing the code for the hammer, as well as the one with the random code you punched over the shaving cream card for the hell of it. You carve the respective totems for the cards. Now, John, do the same thing with the captcha-logged card. You make a totem for a captcha-log card. Pretty bare-bones looking totem, if you ask me.
It's a totem.
Who does these? It doesn't really matter.
I
Rose,
think
collect
I
the
read
totems.
Rose's.
Okay, then you do the next one.
Well,
Oh, yes, also that. You stow the totems in your Athenium.
Put that there. Put
Rose,
that there.
produce capture log card.
I have lost what is going on.
He's just experimenting with things to see what does what.
Yeah,
so
remember,
there wasn't a
we-
purpose to this. Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
made all those weird machines, and then, like, the one dowel that we made an apple, and we ate it, and that's how we ended up here.
Yes.
Now, we're using these other machines to somehow make copies of weird item card things. It'll all make sense in a bit.
So basically, if you have one of something, or if you ever knew what the code was to something, you have access to an infinite supply of it.
Well, not infinite, because you need materials.
Well, you need to sacrifice materials in order to make it, but you can make it at any time you want.
Yeah.
Alternatively, this all becomes totally useless information
Well-
in like a couple hundred pages.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
The
but
oth-
we're here right now.
Fair enough.
We're helping Jay.
What?
We want Jay to
All
understand.
right, I do want you to
I want to
understand
know.
it,
This is
right?
so good.
Because if we talked about anything in Homestuck, even like 400 pages from where we are now, it might not even relate to anything.
Yeah, totally.
So anyway, go ahead.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is a very cohesive story.
The alchemitor requires 1 unit of any type of grist to produce 1 card. You decide to use shale since it seems less generally useful than build grist as of now. You make a whole bunch of them.
Whoa! Did you make all of these?
Yes.
Sweet, thanks. What did you do with the blue wobbly vase-looking things?
I brought the totems out to the alchemitor to test them. I'm taking some things into my own hands to save some time.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You create a hammer at the expense of 2 units of build grist, and also congratulations on your shitload of Cinedex cards, John. That's great. You make a pogo ride too. -5 build, 1 shale. As the motorcyclist goes by. You use the totem carved with a random code. You create a rocket pack with some random crap stuck in it. It looks like a cinder block, a violin, and a flower pot. The items have rendered the device pretty much completely inoperable.
Whoops.
You figure you might as well put this piece of junk to use. Now, John, collect the cards. Using a little strategy, first, you grab Harry Anderson's Wise Guy by Mike Cavaney, then the cards, then your rejected PDA, then the book again to flush the cards into your deck. Nice going.
Yeah.
You got a huge-ass inventory, kid. Turn on detect collisions. You flip your fetch mode eye, but find no such option. This is idiotic. John, read the book and be the wise guy.
We don't need to read this.
So I says to him, I said, no. You never really understood what Cavaney's relation to Anderson was, or why he wrote this book about him. His ambivalent attitude towards your favorite magician in these anecdotes always struck you as a little weird, and to be honest, you tend not to read much of the text in the book. You mostly like to look at the diagrams of all the cool tricks.
Also, unfun fact, Harry Anderson actually passed away recently.
Oh, sorry to hear that. I
Yeah.
don't know anything about him, but I'm sorry.
Was he nice?
Was he a good guy?
I mean, he was a funny guy.
Yeah.
He was just unfortunate. Like, this is an actual actor that was a real person. He just unfortunately passed away, like, last month.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sad.
The next page has an interesting little. I'll summarize it. It's you put a card over another card, and it blocks out one of the holes that you made in the top card, and therefore you can kind of tell what card you're looking at. That's the whole trick. Oh yeah, that's right. The old ace in the hole in the ace trick. Interestingly enough, pertaining to punching holes in cards and making them disappear and stuff. Your hands were never really strong enough to make this one work all that well either. But actually, this gives you an idea. You overlap two of the punched cards. They mask each other's hole patterns. Now, John, put cards in the totem lathe. You carve another totem using the new combined hole pattern. John, take it to the alchemitter.
Whoop.
Oh man. Looks like Rose made like a million hammers for some reason. Get all this shit out of the way. You're about to make something sweet. Achoo! You got the pogo hammer. John, practice with the new weapon. Boing, 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 boing.
What did you do?
I combined the cards in the lathe thingy and made this! It's so sweet, man! Look at me go!
I see. That was a really good idea, John. Nice work.
Thanks. I got the idea from Harry Anderson.
Who?
You know the show Night Court?
No.
Oh. Well, the bottom line is he's awesome. That's really all there is to say in the matter. So, yeah!
John, attack the nearest imp to test that pogo hammer's strength.
Yeah!
I really wish you wouldn't do that. Oh, God.
You get a vicious, rhythmic bouncing combo going and easily slay the imp in one blow. You and the pogo ride are catapulted sky high in the process. Whoa.
Whoop. Whoop.
Oh.
Thanks.
Sweet catch!
You almost died.
That could have been bad. Nice job. Oh.
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 Rose. Pester John.
Hey, that was a pretty nice
Sweet catch.
save. Oh yeah, that. This is pretty comfy. Why don't you just like carry the bed around with me in it? We'll go to the gate up there.
I can't interact with you directly or anything that you're touching if it will result in moving you. See?
Oh, lame.
The game probably regards that as kind of cheating. In a way, thieving you out of your free will as an adventurer and been made to advance by your own skill and ingenuity. The server player is just a facilitator.
Well, okay. All that scurrying around kind of wore me out. I think I'm gonna rest here for a bit. Rose, can you keep the imps at bay? Like, drop some stuff on them if they sneak too close?
No, you should pick up your hammer and defend yourself.
What? Come on!
I have no idea what the hell Dave is up to or if he's any closer to recovering the game. There's some stuff I'd like to try in case he doesn't come through.
Oh, all right. I'm just gonna rest my eyes here for a second, though.
Oh, better pause that music.
Better pause that gosh dang music.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That may be the smoothest thing I've ever watched through TeamViewer. I don't know why that looked. I don't know why that looks so good.
Right?
Rose, check the alchemy excursus. Looks like a sort of index documenting all the known results for punch card alchemy combinations. This should be a convenient resource as you start to stumble on more useful card combinations. But ever since John started punching cards, you've been contemplating other ways this item manufacturing system could be put to use. In particular, you obtain the code for any item at your disposal. No, if you obtain the code for any item at your disposal, you think you could theoretically send the code to John and he could make it himself. That is, if you can think of anything that would be worth sending to him. How about the server CD, huh?
Should I read this?
Yeah, I believe you're up.
Okay. You eject the disk and capture log the server CD. Rose, message John the capture code.
Slam.
Oh, God damn it.
Well, that sucks. Slap!
Double slap! Alright, time to pause that diggly dang double music again.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's my dad!
that's my
It's a
dad.
cake!
I hate it.
Gosh.
Those are gushers. And Grandma.
And a caterpillar. Oh, wait, it's a ghost.
Who's that asshole?
That is Andrew.
That is the
Who's
guy
this
then the chick
douchebag?
from, and then this is also. What the hell? Oh, what?
Oh.
What was all that about?
Hey.
Hey!
Whoa, there you are.
How's your adventuring going, John?
Oh, it's okay. I'm making some progress, and Rose finally connected again, and she's helping me now.
That's good.
Oh, but like, I don't think I'm actually saving the world here, frowny face. I don't know what I'm really accomplishing, but I guess it's not that.
Well, I think whatever it is, it must be pretty important. Don't lose hope, John. I think it will all turn out for the best if you stay positive.
I
You
like
just
it.
gotta keep up that positive thinking.
Yes.
Just keep listening to your grandmother's advice.
Yeah, you're probably. Oh, crap. You're probably right, but I don't think I mentioned Nana to you. Did I?
I don't know. Did you?
I don't know. Maybe you talked to Rose or Dave about it or something.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
Oh, they're really weird when they talk to me about you. Like, they're always trying to convince me you have some spooky powers, but I'm always like, no, she has a pretty regular girl to me. Seems like one. It's awesome. But then I think back, maybe there's some times when it seems like you know some things. Like, yeah, I don't know, maybe you know more than what you're telling me?
No, well, John, I want to explain lots of things to you. Some things that I know. I'm just waiting.
Waiting for what?
Oh, John, I forgot I was messaging you about that meteor that fell near my house.
Oh, yeah, whatever happened to that?
Oh boy. Well, it turns out I was confused about it. Really confused. See, I guess I fell asleep for a while and lost track of time. That happens.
Yeah, no, tell me about it. Maybe you should, like, wear an alarm clock or something. So, what's the deal with the meteor?
Well, it's hard to explain, but I know what it is now. And now I know everything's gonna be okay.
So, what is it? Or is it this just another thing you're waiting to tell me?
Jesus, John. He's fucking calm down.
I wish you canonically said Jesus, John.
How are 3 question marks?
John, calm the fuck down.
Calm your titties right down.
Oh gosh, John, I really want to tell you all that stuff, but I can't yet. I really think you need to wake up first.
Huh?
Well, okay, not literally. Well, okay, maybe kind of literally.
Ah, stop being so confusing!
LOL. Anyway, time for you to go, John. I think you have some company.
I like to think that GG is the kind of person that would say lol in like real casual conversation. Hey John, you're gonna want to grab your pogo hammer, I think.
Yeah.
You stick the pogo hammer back into your strike specimen and get ready to kill some more of the pesky little... What's that? Oh.
Oh, you brought... Rose, why aren't you dropping something on that thing? Oh no.
Oh, no.
We're busy being on fire.
John, be the imp. You be the imp and quickly abscond the fuck out of there. This is what weaker adversaries do whenever things get too hot to handle, which is frequently. John, you better prepare for a boss battle, dude. You stop being the imp because that was stupid and scurry over to the magic chest that you suddenly remembered was on the roof. There are some things in here that would be good to stock up on for a major battle. But it looks like someone has plundered your chest. This is so outrageous. Oh, oh, ah. You're being ambushed! There isn't much room to maneuver on this sloping roof. Maybe you should consider making your way to higher ground.
Maybe you should consider
Maybe you should
sitting outside of our window
Maybe you should
pumping music.
Yeah, John, ascend to the highest point of your house to get away from it, please. You go up here. And then you look down. Then you look down and you peek over the edge.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It already seems like a long way down to your yard. Not even to speak of whatever's below. Hey, weren't your trick handcuffs dangling from that branch earlier? Damn it! Why do imps got to be making off with all your sweet gear?
Damn it.
Turn around.
What? Oh.
Shit! You are confronted with a pair of enormous foes. This is it. You have no choice but to wage a fierce rooftop battle. This is totally going to happen now, and could in no way conceivably be interrupted by a sudden shift in our attention. It's go time. It's time to do this thing. We're doing it, man. We're making it happen.
Dave, stop being the other guy.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm
You
back.
stop being the other guy. You're not even sure what that meant anyway.
Definitely pause that music.
Ascend to the highest point of the building.
Yeah.
Getting some stuff. Getting
We-
Muppets.
Why? Oh.
Acrobatic fucking pirouette.
What?
Taking this too.
What do you think of little Cal, Jay?
I don't like him. I don't. I like
He's
him
coming
less than the
along
butts.
for the ride.
It's cool, because that just means you're square.
I
This
don't
little
know,
cal's the
man.
shit.
Little Cal's Madoge.
Why are we bringing him?
He goes everywhere with us.
Where does Dave canonically live?
Houston, Texas.
That was good. Good,
Yeah.
good memory there.
Yeah. John lives in Washington, I want to say.
Yeah. That one I'm pretty sure. Whoop.
Not today.
Psych!
Oh, who is this?
Oh, wait!
No!
2 times double
Psych out combo!
Oh, hey, who's this asshole?
Is that guy?
It was me.
I think it's Falshane, right?
You are now the wayward vagabond. WV,
That's not
retreat.
the guy who was screaming?
Got him already. How about examine the rotten pumpkin? What pumpkin?
No!
WV, check the little red bar. Whoop. It appears to be a gauge for a large power cell, perhaps fueled by some type of nuclear reaction. If this is the case, it is relatively low on fuel, but who knows how long it has been running here. You do not care about this sort of nonsense, and you will disregard it at once. You are very hungry. Capsulog a can of gravy. Capsulog? You have no idea what that means. It is total nonsense and you do not know what to make of it. You will not give the foolishness notion a second thought. How about picking up that can of gravy? Just fucking pick it up.
Do it.
Boop. You just pick it up. You're now holding the can of gravy. Use sharp teeth to poke a hole in the lid. Your teeth are useless for this task. They are blunt like that of livestock, presumably suitable for mashing up plant matter and not for puncturing metal. Attempt to open can with your weak, pathetic digits. Your weak, pathetic digits are not strong enough to penetrate the can. Your fingers are certainly pointy enough, and your black carapace is suitably rigid, but you just don't have enough muscle for the task. Take the can labeled Benz.
It's been.
It's beats.
It's the beats.
It's the beats.
You get the beats.
Okay, you take that too. Examine that can of custard. The can clearly reads mustard, a fact of which you're perfectly well aware. It is sort of cumbersome holding all these cans at once. You doubt you can hold many more than this. Maybe one or two. You'll need to find something to put stuff in if you're gonna carry a lot of things around. Examine marking on wrist. You drop all the cans and take a look at your wrist. Some sort of specialized barcode pattern. This brings back unpleasant memories, and you would prefer not to dwell on it. All right, examine the small potted plant. What plant? Check the.
That was a really well-timed verb.
Thank you.
That was really good.
Check that human etiquette book. It appears half the pages of this book have been eaten. Who the fuck did that? The daunting volume is considerably lighter than it once was. Sustenance, intermediary. This is the key. Consumption. You're somewhat skeptical about the nutritional value contained by these pages. However, of the practical wisdom they contain, there can be little doubt. You have learned so much. How about clearing out all the cans inside the purple machine? You empty out the peculiar cabinet and take a quick inventory of your canned goods. You have Benz, Mustard, Gravi, Brood, Schramp, Asparabisk, Chess, Reese, Kren, Piss, Floor, Cheese Newts, Mayo, Whom, Perturters, and Scoosh.
I see.
Such bountiful plenty, and yet the delights taunt you from within their small metal prisons. Search your room for a can opener.
I'm never calling them cans again. They're a small metal prison.
I think squash has been changed for me forever.
Squish.
Swoosh.
Squish.
You have already looked all over the place for a can opener, even making a few electronic inquiries about one, to no avail. Nothing else inside the purple thing either. Locate a nearby sharp object. You wield your trusty knife. It is actually a... You're not sure what they're called. It's an old rusted piece of one of those red mailbox arm swing flappy doodads, either for letting you know there's mail in the box, or maybe for alerting the mailman to outgoing mail to be collected. You don't know really. You wrapped a little piece of cloth around it for the grip. It is useless for opening cans. Be the imp. This means nothing to you. You're not an imp. You have no idea what an imp is, and you will not entertain such frivolous and childish ideas ever again. You feel stupid and hate yourself a little for even considering it. Alright, well, how about becoming the mayor of Cantown? As the glorious founder and mayor of Cantown, you erect a dignified, majestic city hall. And
Love Cat
fittingly capped off with a tome of good manners for the roof. You've given yourself a very official and important looking mayoral sash made out of old cables to complete your look of authority. A number of rather civic-minded citizen cans gather in front of the building to offer adulation to their fair and magnanimous leader. All is well. Whoop. You immerse yourself in this beautiful dream as you whittle away the minutes, or perhaps hours. You love the idea of being a mayor. You love everything about mayors and the concept of an orderly civil democracy. It all seems so mannerly and reasonable to you. Responsible to. Everyone is friendly and happy, and the city runs like clockwork. The foundation of the government is based on mutual respect between the leaders and its people. It is also built on having a really great mayor that everybody loves, who is totally amazing and heroic and brave. Mayors are so much better than kings. You hate kings, and you think that kings are very stupid. They are petty, bossy tyrants, and are really full of themselves, and are basically awful in every way. God, you hate kings.
Ominous.
That was read much more aggressively than I read it in my head.
Well, that's okay. How about we explore Cantown?
I'm terrified of Cantown. I'm scared now.
Over here is the other side of the room. There is another one of those purple storage boxes and some useless objects scattered on the floor. Use that glowing green rock to open cans. You pick up the nugget of uranium and, oh, that was stupid. Why would you do that? How about we examine that box grounds? It's chalk, numbnuts.
My cousin works there.
At Crayola?
No, Crayola, yeah. She's a graphic designer there.
Oh, neat.
Cool. Inside the box, there are 12 pieces of chalk in every color of the...
Where's
10
it?
pieces
No,
of
get out
chalk
of pizza.
in every
Where's it?
color of the rainbow.
Positive snakes
God,
again!
he was in it. He was in it.
He was in it. You were excited by this. Try to open the storage box. It's locked. There must be some sort of release mechanism for this thing. How about examining the content of the yellow container? The container is full of motor oil. This does not seem helpful to you right now. How about rescuing that poor little lightning bug? Save her. There's nothing you can do for this little friend. Attempting to crush the amber encasing the firefly would likely cause it harm. It nevertheless bravely flashes on. You find its light alluring, inspiring. To you it seems as if it could be quite easily serve as the light of democracy. Use the chalk to draw some roads. You sketch a handsome network of sprawling thoroughfares for your citizens to traverse. The adoring population applauds its mayor's keen instincts for city planning. You even add some lush vegetation to your city with a piece of blue chalk because you can't seem to find the more suitable green color for some reason. Lay chalk foundation for Cantown's civic growth. You develop westward, settling these fertile plains and claiming them for your city. You section off a number of residential and commercial zones for civic growth, arranged in the only logical pattern that occurs to you. You color the residential zones with your piece of white chalk, but for some reason none of the colors in the box strike you as suitable for the commercial zones. Perhaps there is an alternative. Use your own pee for the commercial zones. You cannot urinate because you have not had anything to drink in quite some time. You are very thirsty. Also, that is really terrible, and you would not consider befouling your wonderful city in the way for even a moment. How about using the motor oil to designate the commercial zones? You fill each square with a bit of motor oil to complete the zoning. It looks rather striking to you. You can hardly imagine that an up-and-coming young can trying to make it in the world would not delight to live in that fair district. You are very careful not to get any of the unpleasant fluid on your person. Peel label away from the mayo can and affix it to your sash. Survey can... He wrote an R, so now he is the mayoer.
Yeah.
Survey surroundings in search of more terrain for city.
Are you keeping up with this, Jay? This is all important.
I am actually sitting here listening to different remixes of the Can Can song during all of this.
Wow. So
And
you're not
I'm having the best time.
It seems you have run out of territory for your western expansion, but there is still a lot of empty wall space. Perhaps your citizens would be happier with a colorful backdrop that would make them feel more at home. Bloop. Using most of your imagination and an entire piece of sky blue chalk, you render a bright and cheerful sky full of colors. You have decided that very closely orbiting your city is a luminous planet, about which orbits a single moon.
Jay,
You switch to another shade of blue and continue rendering on the western wall. Orbiting much further from your city are 4 planets. None of these have satellites, you have decided. Yes, that makes sense, you think. On this southern wall, beyond an impenetrable veil of darkness, occupying the furthest orbit yet, there's an ominous planet. A moon circles this one too. How about checking out that rampaging boy on the screen? Oh yeah, it's that guy. You'd almost forgotten about him and his confusing shenanigans. It seems like he has things well in hand at the moment. He does not appear to need your help, and you have already concluded that he cannot help you, at least for the time being. Turn on the other 3 screens. You have no idea how to turn these on. There's no mouse for this weird quadra-monitored computer. It can only be operated through text command from its keyboard. Perhaps there's a special key or command which will allow you to switch to another monitor. Try pressing tab.
Oh, it's a Mac, that's why.
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah. Okay, at this point I have to make an admittance. I've never
Have you never had tab?
I've never had tab.
I've never had tab.
It's just a shitty soda.
We should have a few cans, I think.
I think next time we hang out, we should get like a shit ton of tab.
Headcanon, where the next time all 4 of us are hanging out together, we're dressed in our respective characters' gear and just chugging tab.
Man,
I can make
I can do
most
it.
of this happen.
I'll do Dave Prad. Let's do this.
All right, homework for everybody. Go buy your respective characters' t-shirt.
Already done.
God damn it. You free the heavenly brown elixir from the jewels of pink carapace and imbibe like the wind. It is so sweet and sugary. You wonder how so much sugar can fit in one can. Whatever mighty wizard concocted this potion is truly deserving of your fear and respect. Welcome the rest into the city. The tabs are naturalized as loyal new citizens of Cantown. All cans are welcome and equal in your city, regardless of can content, and whether empty or full. It's not like emptying a can kills it or anything. They are just cans after all. Hit escape. Feeling refreshed and heavily caffeinated, you go back to work on the big computer. Oh, speaking of which.
Are we working on the big computer?
No coffee.
Oh,
You
I
hit
see.
escape, which seems to minimize the action window thingy and reveals a history of all the commands you've entered. Weird stuff.
So many. So many.
Things that we signed right there. Fight on.
Jesus.
Fighting back in the boxes. All goes outrageous. Interrogate this map. Go on. Just gonna cookies, borscht.
So many.
Thank you, John. Until next time.
Wow.
Use the arrow key to scroll up a bit. You can't believe how much you've already typed into this stupid contraption. What a waste of time. Oh. What was this? You scroll all the way up to your first command. It looks like there were some commands above it. Maybe someone was entering commands on this thing before you? There aren't many more. On the top of the list, there appears to be some very first command. Type switch do. You activate
Regret.
screen 2. The signal is garbled and you have no idea what you're looking at. Some sort of filthy beggar pleading for help? No one is around and nothing is happening. You seem to be locked out of any sort of interaction with whatever's happening on this monitor. So let's try switch 3. It's another one of these rapscallions. This monitor is locked too. You can't tell him what to do. Not that you really want to, since it just looks like more confusing nonsense to you. You consider switching to screen 4, but decide against it. You have a feeling that whatever's there would just confuse you even more, and you don't even really care all that much anyway. So let's try typing home. Bwom. All 4 screens activate. Together they display a countdown, starting at 4 hours and 13 minutes. Alright, how about we type reboot? You can't. Nothing is working anymore. The timer seems to have disabled the keyboard.
Oh no.
Let's go back to being mayor. Enough of this nonsense! You're an important mayor, and this absurd contraption has wasted enough of your time. You've got a city to govern with a carapist fist, which is to say firm, yet polished, and supple as the situation demands.
Oh.
Anyway, this will help you kill some time while you wait for that clock to count down. How about creating employment opportunities for the citizen cans? You temporarily dismantle City Hall to free up the can power available to create a vigilant town militia. You divide them into 2 groups, marking them with distinct teams and ranking them to appease the white chalk and the motor oil. You then organize them in phalanx across the countryside, preparing for a stiff training regimen. When you are through with them, your forces will be a well-oiled machine. Chalk another one up to the bold leadership. How about leading your men to victory?
Yeah.
He is a good boy.
You,
It's a long one.
you waste more than 4 hours on this tomfoolery.
There's more stuff. We're not navigating away. We're staying right here.
We're staying here for 4 hours.
Yep.
Checkmate! Black has won.
I love it. So, we got 4 minutes now. Great.
Guess we better mourn the loss of Citizen Tab. Your caffeinated drink must have agitated all the little bubbles curiously hidden in the liquid, creating too much pressure in the can. You speculate that this was... This is why it exploded as you nervously eye the timer. You're starting to wonder that what will happen when it reaches 0. Maybe it would be best to be near when this happens.
To not be
Minutes
doing
in the future. Not be near it when or whatever.
Yeah.
Whoops. Does somebody else want to take over?
Oh, sure. Though perhaps not as few as implied by circumstance. A peregrine mendicant, yes. Trundles precious cargo beneath the gleam of the celestially ominous.
Let's take a look.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
She beautiful.
Oh,
Is
look
that
at her.
me?
She's
No.
stylish.
No, you're the last guy. You're definitely the last guy.
Right.
WV, go outside and get some sun, please. You say a bittersweet goodbye to your beloved city. It is time to move on to greener pastures. By which, of course, you mean the arid, sandy wasteland upon which nothing green has grown in years. The door shuts behind you. Sorry, I went a little fast.
It's okay, you're good.
The door shuts behind you. A panel on the door becomes illuminated. As you ponder over the marks on the panel, you hear another mechanical sound overhead. Clang! The LCD panel appears to have a touchscreen interface.
I see the hexagon!
Oh, curiously prod the funny-looking spirograph. A beep it. It appears the funny-looking spirograph room is locked. Rather,
Whee!
the floor rotates a full 360 degrees beneath you, while the surrounding wall seems to stay put. Now select the triangly fractal. Yes, that.
That thing.
The triangly fractal room does not appear to be locked. The floor turns 120 degrees and the door opens. You go through the door and find another room. It's the same size as the other one you just wasted all that time in, while a clock was ticking down to something which may or may not be your doom. Maybe there is something in here that will help you escape. Against the wall, there is another perplexing contraption. Against
This
the
one looks
opposite...
much more confusing.
Yeah, this is much weirder. Against the opposite wall is some sort of control panel which catches your eye. It has 2 large screens, but only one appears to be active. There are fields for numbers which appear to be modifiable with the dials to the right. Some numbers are already supplied by default, perhaps entered by the previous user. There are a few buttons below, the largest one bearing the symbol marking this room. Also, it looks like there is a meter stick propped up in here for some reason. Now, WV, you should probably attach your trusty knife to that meter stick.
Now we have a lance.
Yes! You immediately craft a measuring spear, through possibly the most advanced form of alchemy employed thus far. This is obviously the most important thing to do first. Obviously. Or it would obviously be the most important thing to do if you would remember to bring your trusty knife. You
Fuck.
feel so insecure without your trusty knife. It makes you want to, or at the very least, flog your carapace with some sort of measuring apparatus. Look at the other wall, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
You examine the perplexing contraption across the room. You, of course, have no idea what it could possibly do. You adopt the only obvious course of action, which is to poke and prod it with your handy ruler. You are quite sure this is what science is all about. Now press the triangle button. You go back to the control panel, which probably obviously controls the gizmo that you push, and you push the big blue button, which is obviously probably the most obvious thing to push. Yes.
Obviously.
And you purify a pumpkin. And you examine that pumpkin. It seems that this mysterious gourd was transported, purified from a specific time and location somewhere on this planet you are on. You wonder if the machine, a purifier, will take any object that exists at whatever time and location you supply. There is a symbol carved on the pumpkin. You don't know what it means, and you doubt it will ever prove to be relevant in any way. WV,
I feel like I'm the only one who knows that it's not going to, or that who thinks it's not going to be.
eat the pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
You consider dining on the ripe flesh of the plump vegetable, but your curiosity about the purifier gets the better of you. You try to sneak a nibble from the pumpkin nonetheless. Inspect the green buttons. You first examine the attractive green buttons. The icon for the one on the left is that house shape you've seen plenty of times before. The right one on closer inspection appears to be the map for this underground facility, with an X marking its center. Try pressing the button on the right. You press the button and all the numbers change. Perhaps these are the coordinates of the location of the center of this facility, along with the local date and time? That's a pretty dang good guess there, kiddo. If this is the case, it would make a useful reference point for all of your current bearings. Fiddle with the dials a bit. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. One way to find out would be to attempt to purify something from this facility. It should be easy to zero in on a location relative to the center, because you have an uncanny knack for tracking precise distances you have already traversed in whatever units you choose. Your handy ruler gives you a good clue as to the basic unit of human measurement. You will go with that. Now, WB, try purifying your trusty knife. You nudge the coordinates very slightly and bump up the elevation by 0.5 human measurement units. You make sure to keep the time approximately what it was to begin with. You purify your trusty knife.
Yay.
Try purifying all of Cantown now. It works! You nudge the numbers a bit more and purify a bunch of cans. This is so much more efficient than walking back to the other room to get them. If you are to believe that time is at a premium after all. Try purifying the pumpkin, actually. Does this machine look like a purifier to you? Honestly, the idea that a purifier could both purify and purify things is so laughably ridiculous. You wish someone would purify your brain and purify it with a brain that is more smart and less dumb.
Whoa.
Try using your trusty knife to carve a spook schema on the pumpkin. What the hell are you talking about? That idea makes no sense at all and is basically meaningless. Try using that mushy stuff in your gourd next time. Instead, you just carve off the top, exposing a decadent cache of gorgeous, seed-laden ambrosia. Needless to say, you consume all of it rather quickly, but it turns out to be too gross for us to watch. So, we'll just move the spirograph switch instead. You cannot move it. It has a spirograph-shaped indentation and possibly will require a special kind of key to turn it. WV, try purifying the firefly out of the amber. Hey! It worked! You release your blinky new friend. You will give her a name when something suitably whimsical occurs to you. Try to adjust the time dial to purify the rotten pumpkin. The best. You and Serenity, well, there you go. Consider new ways to waste more time with the purifier. You are assuming she is a girl firefly, even though you're not really sure that fireflies can be girls. You target the extremely tasty rotten pumpkin that was sitting in the other room hours ago. It appears that the purifier cannot purify something if it will create a time paradox. The gelatinous ghost pumpkin purifies and quickly dissolves into a pile of unappetizing sludge. WV, purify the grate over the entrance to the facility. Hannah, Take me in.
Okay. Serenity blinks a message of urgency. You nearly forgot that while trapped in amber, she was witness to all of your tomfoolery and dilly-dallying in the other room, and knows the timer is about to expire. It is time to get this show on the road and escape. You reset the coordinates with the right green button again, and this time only adjust the elevation by approximately 10 human measurement units. Slurp.
WV, you better pause that music.
Gonna pause that
That-
there danged ass music.
I wish I could pause the sirens.
Oh,
I can.
oh, what are we doing? Huh. And
They're
there
going in
goes.
the pumpkin.
Eh.
Yes.
Oh, oh man, we're running out of time. Hurry up!
I
Oh,
know
oh no,
something, I
Tab!
know.
Oh shit!
I have to.
Oh, what are we doing? Fuck! Okay, spear. Good.
Oh God.
Ah, good. Okay, we got this.
The thing.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's
Gonna make it.
Everything, everything in there.
Gonna make it.
Oh God.
Oh no, we only got like 7
Incredibly
seconds.
silly.
It's gonna make it. It's
You
gonna
only
make
got
it. It's gonna
5
make it.
seconds.
We gotta leave!
No, you fucked up.
Oh shit! Fuck.
You fucked up.
Psych?
Psych.
Whoa.
Oh wait.
Unsight!
Unsight. You attempt the rare and highly dangerous 5 times cliffhanger combo and fail. We're doing it, man. We're making this happen.
No cliffhanger for you.
Ascend.
I love this video.
Oh hey, we made it outside. What?
A hand?
A sand?
Hand sand.
Wow!
What the fuck?
It's a rocket!
It is not aerodynamic at all.
No, it's not.
It's got enough fire that goes where it wants.
It's okay, we just need to fly through the air, not space.
Hmm. No.
A continent westward. And years in the past. But not many. Kaboom!
Ah.
An ocean westward, and years in the past. But not many.
Not
Oh,
many,
wait, okay,
but
it's
many.
What are we
Here, have a
landing?
meteor.
Alien frogs?
No, just normal kind.
The frogs rose up?
No, it's just a frog statue. Oh shit! Oh shit!
Why do you matter?
Oh no, they've got you dead! Oh!
Oh!
They were the trick handcuffs!
Looks like I take the cake!
He got him.
Meanwhile, back on the roof, a man draws his blade. Anime-ass glasses.
Descend.
What is happening?
A lot.
Like so much.
Yay. WV's fine. His little place just went elsewhere, I guess.
Yeah, he just flew away somewhere.
Yeah. The countdown was not much.
End of
We
Act
finished
Two!
Act 2!
What the fuck?
All right. I thought the end of Act 2 was where Rose got, or well, spoilers, I guess. Rose got dead.
Spoilers, all the
dear-
people that play the game get in the game.
Who played Nana Sprite? Was it?
I think
you?
it was Hannah.
Yeah,
It was me.
I think this is for you then.
Dear John, there are no doubt raising this as a handsome and strapping young man.
No.
The management needed to lift up this book in itself is a sign of your maturity. Not even to speak of the wisdom needed to grasp in the nuance of Satika's time-tested mischief. I'm so proud of you, grandson. I wish you could have delivered this heirloom to you in the flesh. But I'm afraid it wasn't in the cards. For you see, John, like you, this book must yet take a journey. Its journey will end on the final day of my life. And even then will continue some. Though I suppose that will be up to your father.
Jesus.
Perhaps he will discuss it with you one day when he and you are ready. But it is your journey I am writing to wish you luck. There will become a day when you will be thrust into another world. I don't know what his voice is. I'm having a great time though.
Good.
Good.
And once you arrive, it is only the beginning. You'll soon delve even deeper into the realm of warring royalty in a timeless expanse. A realm of Asians and exiles and consorts and colonels' brides, of toiling underlings and slumbering denizens, a realm with full world gather, the air breath of the sea of light, the night of time, and the witch of space. And together they will ascend. John, if only you knew how important you were. I regret my passing came so early in your life, and yet I feel in my heart we have already met. But what do I know for sure is we're going to meet again. Until then, John, I do hope your father keeps you well fed.
So, Jay, did you keep up with that?
Yes.
Nana wrote this before she died into
Oh.
John's book.
Yeah.
How'd
Right.
she know all this?
How she
I
know all
thought
this?
she was being metaphorical.
This seems pretty specific, though.
Yeah, that was
so she was being
super-
actual.
Oh,
Who
hey.
knows? It's kind of confusing, right?
Yeah.
Man, looks like
We
We
Hannah.
should start Act 3 about. Oh, shit!
Oh, who the fuck is this?
It's time for Jay to narrate.
I will try these words.
This is English.
Narration, if you will.
A silly girl naps by her flowers. It is quite likely that she tired herself out with a variety of silly antics, as silly girls often are known to do. She may have a silly name too. Oh, maybe not. It's hard to say for sure without asking her. But since she's slumbering peacefully, it would be a shame to wake her up. You might as well just give her a name right now.
Sure,
What's
why not?
another name?
Blumberbutt.
Farm stink butt lass.
I guess her name is Farm Stink. Well, you tried to rouse Farm Stink from her slumber, but she's really down for the count. Looks like she is holding out for some sort of note.
Jay, you gotta read this part.
Oh, retrieve arms from the right there, in plain sight. Look, they are flashing red. Drop pumpkin on Farm Stick. What pumpkin? You've seen a pumpkin, and frankly, it is hard to imagine there was ever a pumpkin in plain sight or otherwise. Anyway, that would be really terrible to do to poor sweet Farm Stink. Read note. Farm Stink! That is incredibly silly.
Hang on, that's for false name.
That's me.
Ow.
Yeah.
Farm stink? That's an incredibly silly and a little bit rude. My name is...
But.
Jade Harley. Yeah.
Yay!
He's here.
Examine the loom. Your name is Jade. You have just woken up from a restful nap, and as usual, you have no recollection of having fallen asleep. You have quite a number of interests. So many, in fact, you have trouble keeping track of them all, even with an assortment of colorful reminders on your fingers to help you sort out everything on your mind. Nevertheless, you try to spend time in your garden atrium. The only thing on your mind is your deep passion for horticulture. What will you do? Jade, play a silly flute refrain.
All right, if you say so.
Oh my god. Fall Shane.
Hmm?
Do us proud. Do us proud.
Do
please.
it!
Yeah.
Jade, no. Jade, breathe in. Jade, breathe in. Jade!
Good. Perfect. I like it. Thank you.
Wow, you really suck at this thing. Maybe you should try playing an instrument you actually know how to play instead, like one in your bedroom. Honestly, you have no idea where this flute even came from. Things seem to appear and disappear around here all the time, especially to your unending chagrin, any sort of large orange gourd that might be lying around. You consider throwing the flute down in disgust. Capture log the flute.
Okay.
On second thoughts, it's a perfectly nice flute, and there's no reason to take your frustration out on it. It just needs some practice. But before you capture log the flute, you will need to set your fetch modus first.
Yeah.
Set the modus.
Whoop.
Is this one? We got this one.
Why are they all games?
Do you have a problem with my fetch modus?
Oh, sorry. We'll over with the mouse. You have a wide variety of fetch modi to choose from. You were really excited
Maybe
when your
this
grandpa
one.
bought you this modus set for Christmas. It is a
Maybe not
total
this one.
badass, even if a little strict. You
This one's
typically
really
opt
low.
for a memory modus when it comes to matters of day-to-day practicality. Can we scroll over the blue one again? Oh, never mind.
Sure we can.
Yeah. What was the blue one?
What's the blue
Okay.
one?
We got if it'll load.
Okay.
Click into it, probably.
Up
Yeah, there
next,
you go.
we got.
Okay, alright.
Whoop, battleship. Unless you meant this one.
No,
Jenga.
no.
Oh,
No, no.
dude, Jenga fetch modus. Let's go.
Why is battleship a big deal?
The chat knows.
Oh,
Okay, apparently this is important to the chat for some
There
reason.
you go.
So here
I
you
know
go,
who-
guys.
He's making a Wind Waker reference.
Oh.
Let's see. You set your modus to memory and capture log the flute. You allot 9 cards to the modus from your deck. Since there will be more than enough for your needs at the moment, the modus grabs 9 more cards for matching purposes. The flute is split up onto 2 blank cards and mixed up randomly into the grid. To retrieve the item, you must first pick 1 card and then pick its matching card. For this typical Silidexer, this modus presents a frustrating guessing game with a lot of wasted time and mismatching. But you like it because you seem to have a knack for always guessing right on your first try. Squeal like a piglet in fertilizer plants.
Don't forget your fetch modus on the way out the door.
Yeah. It is an awfully silly idea and basically a waste of everyone's time. You will predictably disregard the thought and focus on more sensible objectives at once! Oh god, this is so much fun.
I love Jade. She's great.
You capture log the bag of fertilizer. Consult colorful these things. You tend to have a lot of things in your mind at once, and you can be a little forgetful, so you keep a variety of colored strings in your fingers as reminders. Each of them means there's something different to remember at a certain time. In fact, looking at your index finger reminds you that there is something important to remember now. It is your friend John's birthday. The green string reminds you that John's birthday package will arrive today. The blue string also reminds you that John's birthday package will arrive today, though in a way that means something slightly different. You are further reminded that you have some things to do outside your house soon, but you should probably stop by your room first for some supplies. And most importantly, to see if John is online, I wish him a happy birthday. Capture log the pumpkin growing next to you. You snap up the pumpkin, which seems suitably ripe for the taking. Hopefully, the safety of your Siladex will prevent it from being spirited away like many of its ethereal predecessors. Exit this room! Arrow.
You don't have to do that.
Okay. You make your way to the middle of the garden atrium, where a stairwell joins the 4 atrium wings. Upstairs is your grandfather's laboratory, as well as your bedroom. That's like something. Oh. Your memory... Your memory modus is hardly any fun without much stuff in it, so you decide to stock up on fresh produce to fill some more cards. You pick a juicy red crabapple.
Look at this asshole.
Arrow. You go pick a nice looking key lime.
Climb.
Then a delicious mandarin orange. These are your
Orange.
favorite Fire Emblem games.
That's Valencia orange.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. And finally, a ripe Iruka lemon.
Eureka.
Oh, sorry. Anime.
Your lemon?
Modus fun aside, you feel it is impossible to have too many fresh fruits and vegetables on hand. Go upstairs to bedroom. That is not an optimal way to move. You almost never use the stairs. All right.
Optimization.
You transportalize upstairs. Just above is your room. Ascend. You enter your bedroom on... Wait, why don't we just go straight to the bedroom? You enter your bedroom.
We don't have a portal up here.
I
Yeah.
see. On this side of the room, you are immediately confronted with numerous artifacts highlighting your various interests. You are an avid follower of cartoon shows of considerable nostalgic appeal. You have a profound zeal for marvelous and fantastical fauna of an anthropomorphobiological team viewer just died on the big word.
No, it did not.
Yes,
You
it
can
did.
still read it. Oh,
No,
it
Team Viewer actually did just die. Hold on.
Yeah.
You got pretty close. I'll give you.
Oh, okay.
I'll give
Let me
you
generate a
credit on that one.
new code right quick.
Thanks.
Anthropomorphobiological bullshit is what I'm talking about.
By the way, Falshan, I don't know your plans, but I don't have work tonight, so we can go as late as you want.
We could probably go a little bit longer, but I do have work tomorrow, so
Gotcha,
we'll go
gotcha.
until we find a nice suitable spot or it gets too late.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, I sent you the. Oh, I'll just put it here. That's probably better. There you go.
Perfect. Thanks.
I can tell you, I got it the first time.
Thanks, dog.
All right, so where was I in these weeds?
Anthropomorphic.
The big one.
Okay, I'm gonna try it again.
You got it.
Anthropomorphological persuasion.
Close enough.
Yeah.
You have an uncanny knack for nuclear physics, and not infrequently can be found dabbling in rather advanced gadgetry. You enjoy sporadic fits of narcolepsy. Your love of gardening transcends the glass confines of your atrium. And you are at times prone to patterns of precognitive procrastination.
Prognostication.
I'm going to say the same thing.
Sure.
You consider very briefly the question, what will you do? See, procrastination.
No.
But you quickly realize this is the only half of your room, therefore host to only half of your interest to choose from. Oh, explore the other half of your room!
Jesus.
Exclamation point. Over here, there are more articles of your aforementioned interests, and then some. Additional telltale signs of your enthusiasm is nostalgic television mingled with your assortment of game hunting firearms. You are a skilled marksman, though your crosshairs could never
Markswoman.
settle. Oh, Marks. Oh yes, Marks, lady. Though your crosshairs could never settle on an innocent creature. Anthropomorphicality, we meet again, you bastard. Persuaded or otherwise.
Anthropomorphically.
That's awesome. Your work table is littered with equipment to facilitate your tinkering. For you, experimentation is not a particularly exact science, and you lean heavily on sharp intuition for consistency.
Consistently.
Yes, and I'm so used to yelling consent. So for consistently and really optimal results. For people who don't know about Danganronpa, I don't know if they would. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Out of context, I'm just so used to yelling consent.
consent. No. Nevertheless, you have still not been able to get that broad, flat gizmo there to work. Which is a design you have borrowed from one of your grandpa's more mysterious inventions. You are a great admirer of his, and you are not alone. Your grandfather is a world-renowned explorer, naturalist, treasure hunter, archaeologist, scientist, adventurer, big game hunter, billionaire extraordinaire.
But you could do that.
He has taught you everything you know. But in spite of all his lessons, it is still difficult to escape his stern lectures when you are on the way out of the house to run your errands. He spends most of his time in the grand foyer, stewing in his own intensity and charisma.
Sounds like a great guy.
Yeah. And today will likely be no exception. Among the errands you have planned is to venture out to find your pet and best friend named
Nope, try it. Try it.
Becquerel.
Becquerel.
Okay.
Oh, I went with Becquerel.
Oh, yeah. I'm
could be
pretty
either.
sure it's Becquerel.
Is it?
Given that it's a name, he's named after a real person.
Oh, okay then.
But I mean, call him whatever you want. Becquerel
So
is perfectly fine.
So Smack, this animal must be fed, and he will not be happy if he is not. And if he is not happy, then you will not be happy. But first, you should really dig into your computer and say hi to John. Now, what will you do? Quickly retrieve firearms from wall. What?
We like guns.
Apparently. You equipped your trusty hunting rifle. There would be hell to pay if Grandpa caught you leaving the house without it. Without it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wonder why he designed your shirt. Oh, why he designed on your...
Wonder
Why
why
that?
the design on your shirt changed.
That!
Bloop.
I thought we were talking about Grandpa. There isn't much to wonder, really. You left the wardrobe afire on its randomization setting. What? You
wardrobe
may
afire.
contemplate which shirt design you favor the most and commit that setting in the near future. Capture log nearest Squiddle's doll and hug it. Bling. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess hug them. Just before you can grab one, the electromagnetics concealed in their underbellies become attractive, and become and
Activated.
and two of them get all tangled up in their over playfulity.
I'm just gonna click this arrow.
Please help this.
All right.
Sounds great. You capture log the Tangle Buddies. Lose interest in fauna and never speak of it again!
Nope, that's not what this is about.
Oh, but you could never do that! What marvelous creatures they are! What a darling dream to combine the finest qualities of humanity with the elegance and nobility of the animal kingdom! How you wish you could know their world, to hear one night their muted paw pads
Traits.
trace on your stairs. A low but friendly growl unsettles your slumber, and the sopar seeps from your eyes, and detect a sharp pair of ears cutting moonlight. A mysterious woven tongue invites you. When those ears suit you, would not this proud long snout assist you in this hunt? No need to answer words sloughed from the busy mind like a useless dead membrane as a mere visceral
More
sapience
visceral.
takes over. Something simpler has changed now.
In charge.
In charge now, a force untouched by the concerns and burdens of the upright. That farcical yoke of the bipedal toe. It now drives you through the midnight brush, your paws whisking through creepers unearthing with each bold stomp, bright odors demanding investigation. But not for long, for you and your new friend must claim the night with piercing howls moonward. You eat a weird bug and don't even care! Pick up
So,
your toys!
Jade's a furry.
Yep.
Before they even, I mean, hobbies.
No.
It doesn't have a butt.
Alright, keep going, Jay.
Alright, speaking of which, you pick up and admire one of your manthro chaps. They are wonderful friends that are always cheerful and pleasant fellows. Why, Mr. Coxcomb? However will you be received at the bonny barnyard gala with all the trappings without the trappings of a proper gentleman. Each man-throat chap comes with a number of accessories, including articles of formal attire, a vaccination kit, a dishwasher-safe slop trough. Yes.
Yes.
Organize all your dolls. You gather all the dolls into a rather cozy-looking pile.
Snuggle.
Change wardrobe of fire setting. You deactivate the wardrobe of fire's randomization mode and set it to cycle through these 3 shirt designs. The decision was tough. You think you came to your best possible conclusion. Where are we going? What the fuck?
There was a
Oh.
poll. That was just
There was a poll. They wanted people to choose Jade's shirt design.
Oh, we're still on the part where they voted what was happening.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
So
yeah.
that's why we're not getting anywhere. I understand. Look out the window. Oh, there's a window. It is another beautiful day in your neighborhood. That's a mountain.
It's more than a mountain.
It's a volcano.
It is.
Oh, It is peaceful and quite as usual. And quite usual? Oh,
Quiet.
Oh, quiet as usual. A rather imposing volcano looms over your house, which has been inactive for centuries. Though dormant on the surface, the volcanic activity deep underground provides your house with a source of geothermic power. You are not sure why your grandfather decided to draw from this source of energy when he had unlimited power of the atom at his disposal, but it has always been this way for as long as you can remember, so yeah. You have chalked it up to your family's long-standing propensity for
Eclectic.
yes, fursuits. Well, wait, you mean pursuits? I didn't see the next part, so I thought that was something I didn't know.
No, Shay. Come on.
Retrieve fursuit from magic chest.
Great.
What is this nonsense about fursuits? You don't own a fursuit. You think anthropomorphic fauna are really cute and enchanting and all, but it has never occurred to you to dress as one. Oh, sure, it's fun to imagine that it would be to run wild as a pack of wolves, or purr and frolic with a litter of kittens, but dressing up as an animal just seems ridiculous.
Oh my god.
It would still be just a silly girl draped in raggedy, synthetic, tufty pieces of crap. And seriously, who are you trying to kid with that sort of baloney? Anyway, this is not a magic chest. This is your gadget chest, which you have adapted for storing a number of useful gizmos. It was once your oracle's trunk, a gift from your grandfather, of course, and still contains many silly fortune-telling knickknacks, all of which are completely bogus. Open chest.
Whoop.
Among the fortune-telling knickknacks are these items: a crystal ball plus compulsory velvet pillow, a tarot deck, a magic 8 ball, a magic cue ball, a... What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Magic cue ball.
yeah, I mean, yeah. And one of your favorite books of all time, Problems Tooth. Among these useful gizmos are, of course, your computer, which you keep inside a fun lunchbox for easy transport, and a couple of...
Gizmos?
Lunchbox?
Yeah.
Yes.
This
Oh.
thing right here.
But, alright. With a couple of gizmos you keep handy, so you don't always have to make the long trip to the kitchen. There is a cookalizer for preparing delicious
Preparizing.
meals. Yeah, fuck, and a refrigerator, a name which clearly is a wacky variation of the much common household, the refrigerifier. Examine the magic 8 ball and magic cue ball. Yes, please, I want to know more about this. These things are stupid and useless. The magic 8 ball isn't being...
When the magic 8 ball isn't being frustratingly
Oh.
ambiguous.
Yes. It is its forecast is always wrong. You have tested it numerous times with certain facts you know to be true. this is its reply if you ask it if it's your friend John's birthday. Not exactly. See? Stupid! Start taking screenshots of all these foreshadowy thingies. You guess maybe
Good luck.
Yeah! You guessed maybe it could be used as a reverse prediction device, and you could always trust the opposite of what it says, but that just seems dumb to you. And anyway, the thing gives you a bad vibe. You might consider smashing it, but you're a little superstitious about whatever ominous consequences that might have, even if the occult talisman in question is a cheap piece of garbage. Arrow.
Womp.
Okay, this thing. The magic cube ball, on the other hand, is said to make predictions from alarming precision and specificality. Unfortunately, it lacks a portal on its surface to allow you to view the prediction. You put both of these pieces of junk back in the box. Capsule log refrigerator.
Put the balls back in the box. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Wait, what?
She picked
Oh.
up a bunch of stuff, so it went into her fetch modus, and
That's randomizing so
yeah.
you can guess where it is. Okay.
Yeah.
You shake the refrigerator. You might as well grab the cooker ladder too. No portable kitchen is complete without it. You take your lunch top too, because obviously you're going to need that pretty soon. Whoops, there goes your flute, but who cares? Where did it go?
The flute
Elsewhere.
shot out of the Silodex because we don't have any
Oh,
room
it
for
does
it.
that thingy. Okay, cool.
Read the line.
Feed your
Feed your
friends.
friend. Who is the friend? What?
Beck.
Before you go out on the feedback, or BEC, you
To
will need.
go feedback.
Oh, before you go out to feed that thing guy, you need to prepare a meal for him. You clear some space on your work table so you can set up your refrigerator and your cookalizer. Just for fun, Jay allows you to take a stab at matching the cards to use the gizmos. It doesn't present much of a challenge to her, so she figures it might as well step aside while providing a few generous hints.
No, warmer, colder, cold, warmer, yes, no, cold, ice cold, warmer,
No.
You have selected the key lime. Way to go. Why is it alive?
no,
Hot! Wait, oh. Do you want to read these apparently?
Okay.
hot, wait, no, cold, really cold, frozen fucking tundra.
Take another crack at this.
No!
Congratulations! You advance your matching skills to a new level. Yukon Hero Legacy of the Frostbite Amputee.
MPT.
Bite, amputee.
Jay is beginning to regret breaking the fourth wall for this ill-advised escape.
Escapade.
Read the line.
Okay, one more time! If it were known in advance how terrible you're going to be at this matching game, the author may have given a second thought on preparing this cool interactive Flash application. Look at all these fruits on the loose. Good luck trying to settle them down.
Some sort of fruity rumpus asshole factory in here.
It is.
You just deploy the gadgets yourself. Stick fruits in the refrigerator to keep them fresh.
Like,
Now, please, these fruits are unlikely to become less impudent anytime soon, regardless of where they are stored. But you stick them in there anyway. You take a look at the refrigerator's rotary interface. You wonder what he's in the mood for today. Press the steak button! Okay, well, it's a rotary dial, so there are no buttons to press, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. You
Yeah.
dial up a thick T-bone steak, which you are sure that guy is in the mood for because he is in the mood for steak every day and is never in the mood for anything else. But he does like his steak well cooked. Do we get to move it? Oh, lightly eradicate the steak.
Irradiate.
No, we're gonna eradicate it.
Okay.
Ah! He does prefer his steak rare, after all, but you will not dignify the thought of turning this knob much farther because you are not that
Bad. Yeah, not dumb.
You capture log the irradiated steak and
No, the
save
eradicated
it.
steak.
All right. So the steak you fucked up and saved it for your trip outside. You probably shouldn't waste more time. You wouldn't want all those nice depleted steak isotopes to settle down. Examine the atomic bass by your bed.
Try again. This word is
Base?
pronounced differently. There you go.
Okay, listen, they are the same letters. I do not give a
That one
goddamn-
I give you a pass on.
All right,
atomic
cool.
fish. Get that atomic
Yeah, it
fish.
could have been an atomic fish.
The one of out of 100 I always appreciate. Now, you wouldn't exactly call it an atomic base, but this is heavily customized to accommodate a high level of musical virtuosity.
Sure.
The perfect instrument for the electric.
Electrically?
I guess, yeah, electric detecting spirit.
Eclectically.
Ah. Then you've tuned the strings way down, of course, because your stumpy arms can't reach the low notes. What? Oh, you switch your eclectic bass into its advanced settings, but you probably switch it back since obviously it's too complicated to play for a person like this. The default setting is your preferred mode for casual jamming. And since you can't possibly waste enough time playing music, casually jamming is exactly what you're gonna do.
All right.
Play a hauntingly relaxing bass line. Awesome. Now capture log it.
We're not done here yet.
Now put it in your pocket.
Nope.
Oh,
We're doing some music magic.
Mukazic. Tell me that the game wouldn't call it that. Oh, the
She
frogs
lives
are
right-
already there.
Yeah, she lives right there.
She lives on the island.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
That's the
What's-
blue box.
What boys? Why is a blue box?
What's that
We've
for?
seen the green
I
box and the
think
red box, right?
We might need to find out next time.
Oh, the mystery box!
Oh shit! Good
That's
stuff.
a good stopping point.
Hey, we found Jade. We
Yay!
met Jade. Hooray.
Island.
Yeah. What's she doing
lives
there? Why is
next
she
to a-
why is she on this island?
A volcano.
Well,
Yeah.
they wanted the geothermic power source for their house. I mean, where else to go, I guess.
It's as good an explanation as any.
Mm.
Good stream.
Yeah. It was eradicated soup.
It was right.
I'm gonna read a dictionary.
Anyway, it was a lot of fun, everybody. We'll let you know when another Hiveswap comes out.
Hiveswap.
Hiveswap. It seems like they're coming out weekly/bi-weekly.
Yeah.
So, maybe next
Weekly.
week, maybe in 2 weeks. Well, there wasn't one last week, was there?
I didn't think so. No.
no,
so
we were talking about it. That's when we found
Yeah.
out about this one.
Yeah.
and supposedly Hiveswap Part 2 is supposed to come out soon.
Eventually.
Well, it said like spring 2018, and spring's almost over. Spring's over in like a month, so
Soon.
we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I hope it comes out soon.
Yeah. So, you guys have anything else to say?
I sure don't.
No, that's about it.
No.
All right. Well, bye,
Good stuff.
everybody.
Bye.
See ya on the Heebie Steebie.